For today's painting, we are creating a low-key desaturated image which uses high-key information in selective areas to create a point of emphasis. The subject matter of this painting is a peeled citrus fruit from a cell phone image that's at least 12 or 13 years old at this point. The object is lit with a flashlight, and at the time that I took the photo, I was thinking a lot about lighting in regards to image making. Before starting this painting, I created 2 color studies. My first color study represented how I thought I might approach hue, saturation, and value when dealing with this subject matter. For my second study, I focused more so on value in the creation of a stronger composition. When creating a low-key composition, it may be helpful to focus on value initially, as value has a strong impact on the overall composition of the image. A point of inspiration for this painting are the chiaroscuro and tenebrism artists who used heavy contrast between lights and darks to create dramatic points of emphasis in their work. I'm also thinking about the idea of simultaneous contrast, a color theory idea popularized by Joseph Albers, in which colors have impact upon one another and influence each other accordingly. With this in mind, I find it very important to block in the values and the hues right away. If you focus on individual elements of the composition one at a time, you're missing the effect that they have upon one another. Beyond focusing on the lights and darks and the very obvious hue choices, I'm also integrating color into the dark areas as shades. In this case, I am taking fully saturated colors and adding black to them to create darker, desaturated versions. These dark, desaturated colors support the parts of my composition that I'm trying to emphasize, which are the lighter, more saturated colors. Another important idea in capturing the form of an object is the fall-off of light. For this orange, I am starting by taking an orange hue color, desaturating it slightly, and then I am adding bits of white to it to create tints, and then black to parts of it to create shades. I'm using tints for areas that are closer to the perceived light source, and I'm using shades for areas that are further away or being blocked by the light source. To create an even greater sense of emphasis and detail, I am integrating cool colors into some of the tints and shades. In this case, it is a blue, which is complementary to the orange. If you can sneak some extra hues into your lights and darks, you can create a much more convincing image in regards to light and space. Another important idea is working in layers, beginning a little bit lighter and then going darker, starting a little less saturated and then approaching greater saturation. If you overshoot and go a little too dark, you can use white paint to bring back some of the lighter value. I also recommend taking breaks and looking at your composition from a distance or looking at it in the mirror. The image we form in our mind as we produce it can sometimes be misleading, so it's really important to take a step away from that and look at what you're actually doing as you do it. Building up layers can also create a sense of density and depth in your image. You can treat acrylic paint almost as if it's watercolor, or you can go a little bit heavier on top of that when you feel ready. It also helps to have a spare piece of paper handy to test out different colors, washes, or dry brushing. And most importantly, don't forget to have fun.